Now at Nordic Edge Expo, we're going to hear from Australia. There, the Nordic Edge is the title of a new book on what English-speaking countries can learn from policies in which Nordic countries are global leaders. The book's co-editor, Professor Andrew Scott from Deakin University, discusses this, along with what the Nordic countries can learn from Australia, a part of the two-way global dialogue now needed for the world to tackle its social and economic, as well as its pressing environmental challenges.
Greetings from Australia, where we regard Nordic nations as having achieved a great deal with healthy urban design, affordable, environmentally positive, medium-density housing options encompassing secure, good quality rent as one of those options, and a continuing strong presence of cooperatives in housing. And this contrasts with an endless suburban sprawl in the three largest cities of Australia as part of a quest for universal private individual home ownership, which can no longer be attained in reality. These are some of the achievements which have led me as an Australian academic to describe Scandinavian countries in our new book as providing the Nordic Edge, inspiring us to sharpen our policies informed by the leading position in which your countries stand to gain a similar advantage. Related successes in Nordic countries are balanced regional development with a reasonable spread of medium-sized cities and, importantly, support for local employment transitions of workers in regions hit hard by industrial change. The southwest Danish town of Esbjerg, for example, went from being a disadvantaged old port to a thriving self-financing energy metropolis after initially needing subsidies to make that transition. And many job losses from shipbuilding in the Danish city of Odense were offset by efforts to keep employee skills in the local area and redirect them into new employment in wind turbine production and operation. We've been impressed to hear how the Vestas and Siemens corporations developed much of their wind power in old fishing towns, and the way in which more than 100 small energy enterprises have arisen to replace a few former large industrial companies in Denmark. We think we can learn from Danish transitions to renewable energy and from the employment benefits these can bring, particularly when there are commitments to skills retraining for workers who are displaced from former fossil fuel or manufacturing jobs. And one of the most exciting projects is the Star of the South wind power project being planned for installation of turbines in the ocean off the southwest coast of Gippsland in Victoria, Australia, and a transmission network of cables and substations leading to connections with the Latrobe Valley, which is a place hard hit by unemployment following reduction of coal-fired power generation. And that Star of the South project has leading Danish input. So there's some positives. On the other hand, it is clear that a better integration of immigrants and refugees will be needed in Scandinavian countries to better sustain Nordic leadership in policy. And there are some things that the Nordic countries can learn from Australia. It's evident that immigrants in the Nordic countries are concentrated in large numbers in particular centres like the city of Malmö in southern Sweden, and that migrants in Nordic countries have lower employment rates than migrants do in Australia, where we have, for a long time at least, embraced multiculturalism and opportunity for many immigrants, although we don't always achieve as much as we should in that respect either. Sweden clearly needs, however, a more effective strategy of job creation for immigrants as part of facing up to its big challenge to integrate immigrants and refugees more successfully. The Commission for a Socially Sustainable Malmö showed some positive signs of Sweden doing this, but more needs to be done, building on initiatives of the kind which Malmö University took to develop new media companies involved in computers and clean technologies, which seek to overcome high local unemployment in Malmö by creating new opportunities as part of converting the old harbour area into a modern business and housing district. I do hope further steps of that kind that are needed will be taken, and I do encourage your Nordic Edge Expo to look at why we in Australia find your Nordic policies so inspiring and describe them as a Nordic Edge. And I do hope that we can keep exploring global two-way comparisons, extending far afield, so you look back at us too, down under, as we all work together on effective policies to tackle the increasing scourge of climate change. Thank you.